Evaluating resources. Let's say you have to write a research paper using at least one book and one scholarly article published within the last 5 years on the topic of how is artificial intelligence changing education. Let's imagine you also searched page 1+ using the keywords artificial intelligence and education, and you found 2 potentially good resources. The first one is this electronic book, The Fourth Education Revolution: Will Artificial Intelligence Liberate or Infantilize Humanity? To evaluate whether or not it's good for your topic, ask yourself the following 5 questions. So 1, does the source include my keywords in the title and subject headings? We can see that education and artificial intelligence show up in the title for the book. Let's scroll down and look at the subject headings, and we only see artificial intelligence. We don't see education. That's okay for now. We're not going to be worried at this point because we have other questions to answer. Question 2, is the source published in the required time frame? We can see that this book was published in 2020, so that's within the last 5 years, and that's good. Question 3, does the type of my resource meet the assignment requirements? Is it scholarly? Let's see if we can figure out if this item is a scholarly book. I'm going to scroll down to the item details, and I can see that the publisher is the University of Buckingham Press. Usually a university press is considered a scholarly publisher. So the answer to that question is yes. Question 4. Does the abstract or table of contents reflect what I need to answer my research question? So the description for this book isn't very helpful. So I'm going to go to the actual book. I'm going to link out, and I'm going to see a larger description here. And as I scroll down, I'm also going to see the table of contents. So I can see that there are definitely ones that are talking about education, specifically Education 4.0. And if I scroll up and look at the description here, we are talking about the role of artificial intelligence and its impact on education. So I think that is a good description. The final question to ask is the source useful for my assignment? Based on all of the information, I think that this will be a good source that we can use. Notice that what we are doing is a lot of critical thinking and reviewing the information to determine whether or not we want to use the resource. Now here's the second resource to evaluate. It is identified as an article, and now the first thing I want to look are the words artificial intelligence and education listed in the title and in the subject. Artificial intelligence is certainly in the title of the article. I'm going to scroll down to the subjects, and here I can see college students, I can see educational technology, higher education. So it's kind of there. Looking at when it was published, 2021, that's definitely within the 5-year time span. So the answer to that question is yes. Is this a scholarly article? Well, we can see that it has identified that the journal is peer-reviewed, which typically identifies scholarly. And when we look at the source, International Journal of Educational Technology and Higher Education, from the title of the journal and the fact that it is a journal, we can typically say that yes, this is a scholarly resource. Next, we need to look at the description for this article to see whether or not it will be supports the research question. We can look through here. We can say that AI offer effective support for online learning and teaching. What else can we find in here? We've got impact on student satisfaction and learning outcomes. Is there anything else in here that might identify that it's useful? Contributions of this study include the design of AI system storyboards, that positively support learner-instructor interaction, capturing students' and instructors' concerns, etc. Based on that, the description seems to be describing some of the impacts that artificial intelligence can have in a particular circumstance of education. So, given all of the answers to my questions, I think I can potentially use this source as well. Select a database to link to the full text. If you decide to use it, you can email or print, and remember to cite your article. This will be covered in the next video.